very quickly. 107 days. Comes out tomorrow, as we said. Vice President Harris is on TV tonight. She's doing The View tomorrow. Good luck with her getting there with all the Unga traffic. So I'm warning her team.
She can walk from where she is.
Save some extra time. Yeah, she could walk. And she doesn't have Secret Service, so
I was going to say she doesn't have that.
So she's being panned for the book, picking fights with lots of Democrats, including the Bidens, who have been quiet so far. But trust me, if she keeps it up, they will not be quiet. And
Finey sense or reporting, Mark?
Yeah, trust me. And then the New York Times has this op-ed guy who used to write book reviews for the Washington Post. He's a total liberal, and he wrote a scathing piece about the book today, saying what a lot of Democrats have been saying, which is all she's doing is finger pointing. And what I say is what I've said from the beginning: if she didn't think she could win in 107 days, she shouldn't have taken the job. Like, it was no surprise it was 107 days. And yet she's blaming everybody but herself. She takes in the book virtually no responsibility. She had a laundry list of other people whose fault it was. So, Dan, here's my exit question. Does the way this book was written suggest that Kamala Harris has no intention of running for president?
No, it suggests she has a lot of intention to run for president. I keep saying this. She wants to find a way to get to yes. I'll be so curious where she is at the end of this week.
Yeah. Sean, will this book tour and this book be a success commercially? No.
Well, it depends on, I got to be honest with you, it depends on how you define it. Because I think one of the things, and we talked about this before, where I think Kamala screwed this up was the publishers made her lean in to do and say things to make it a success, which is what they deem success, book sales and revenue. I think when her purposes is not just dollars, it's actually resetting the political landscape. And I think from that standpoint, it will be a favor. And for those reasons, I'm out. Oh, wait, that's a different show.
Yeah. I'm super interested to see what kind of questions she gets on the book tour. Because if they ask her, I am, because if they ask her questions about the stuff that's made news, like picking fights with Democrats, whatever, I don't know. Like the stuff she writes about Joe Biden is way more negative than I thought she would do. And I don't know how she's gonna answer, right? It's one thing to put it on the page and craft it and have your editor look it over. It's another thing. Because again, what have I always said, Dan, about Kamala Harris? She does not like to make difficult decisions under pressure. And when she's asked these questions, to tell these stories out of her mouth, it's going to be a challenge.
Well, Mark, you know, that on that point, she's done well historically in debates and stuff when she has scripted the counterpunch, but she's terrible thinking on her feet.
Yeah.
Do you think so? You know, there's like 10 questions that are going to come, right? About the VP when she
Buttigieg.
Yeah, the day she got it, she made all the calls about Joe Biden. Do you think she has crisp, clean answer? Right. See, that's the thing, and that's where you're going to be like, you knew they were coming.
For those of you listening to the podcast version,
Mark is laughing. Everybody,
I just laughed silently but uproariously. Don't forget to download the podcast.
Can I make one point that we're missing too? And not that we're missing. When people go on book tours, they assume that the host is going to ask them about their book, and that's where they're wrong. That she's going to get asked about UNGA, she's going to ask about China, she's going to get asked about Gaza, she's going to get asked about Russia, she's going to get asked about Charlie Kirk, she's going to get asked about government shutdown. And where people who write books make a huge mistake is they think somehow because they got booked to come on the show to talk about their book, that's the topic. It's 100%. Not. It is your job as an author to talk about your book. It's the host's job to make news.
Here's how it works.
Great call, Sean.
The interviewer, correct. The interviewer holds up the book. Vice President Harris, you hear your book 170 days. We're going to get to the book in just a minute. But first, let me ask you 40 questions about Charlie Kirk. Hey, want to be part of the two-way community all the time? Hit the subscribe button. Great video clips like this, plus conversations like no other, full episodes and more, always available on this channel. You got to hit subscribe to never miss a thing.